is good, world? This is Rod Manuel with the Double Edge Factor, and peace and blessings unto you. Today, we're diving deep into something that affects us all: procrastination. But before we get going, like and hit that subscribe button to never miss another episode. Or you can find the Double Edge Factor on linktree.com, where you will have access to all of our social media outlets. Procrastination. You know that feeling when you're sitting there scrolling through your phone for like the 100th time, knowing you should be working on that big project? Yeah, I've been there too. But today we're going to break that cycle once and for all. Check this out. A while back, I was talking with a friend of mine. We'll call him Jay. He's an incredibly talented tattoo artist, always dreaming about starting his own business. He could create these amazing and realistic tattoos in the den of his parents' house. He would get compliment after compliment on his work. He had gotten so good that the other artists in the area would begin to ask him for advice. But every time I would ask him about opening up his own shop, it's the same story. Oh, I'll get to it next month, or I'm just waiting on the right time. Sound familiar? Well, here's the thing. Procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's often about fear, perfectionism, or feeling overwhelmed. So let's break down some real scenarios I've encountered and how to overcome. My first scenario is, we'll call it the paralysis perfectionism, right? Or the paralysis of perfectionism. Picture this. You've got this amazing business idea. You've done a lot of research. You know there's a market for it, but you keep telling yourself, oh, I need to learn more, or it's not perfect yet. Months pass, and you're still in the same spot, watching others launch similar ideas while you're stuck in preparation mode. My suggestion is start with the MVP, the minimum viable product. Instead of aiming for perfection, set a hard deadline for like your version 1.0, right? Remember, Facebook didn't start as a complex platform that it is today. It began as a simple college directory. Break down your project into small, manageable chunks and commit to completing one piece each day or even each week, no matter how small. Number two, I'll call this one the digital distraction doom loop. You sit down to work on an important presentation, right? Then all of a sudden your phone buzzes and you take a quick look, check out Instagram. Suddenly it's 2 hours later and you've done nothing but scroll through social media, watch YouTube videos, or read a bunch of random articles. My suggestion: create physical and digital boundaries. One thing I did, I started putting my phone in another room, especially during the times of what I like to call focused work periods. You could go so far as to install a website blocker or blockers during designated work hours. But the key thing here is, don't make it about willpower. Make it about systems. Set up your environment so procrastination isn't even an option. And finally, number three, we'll call this one the future self fallacy. This is when you tell yourself, future me will handle it. You keep pushing the task back to tomorrow, to next week, to next month, to next year, assuming your future self will somehow be more motivated, or you will just magically have more time. Newsflash: future you will be just as busy and probably have more stressed than before because of what your present you didn't do. So, my suggestion: Practice what I call the time travel empathy. Imagine your future self vividly. How will you think you would feel if you didn't do that task now? Better yet, imagine yourself at the end of the day. What would make that version of you proud? Plan those things and then act on them. Here's another powerful technique I've tried in the past. It's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. When you catch yourself procrastinating, count backwards from 5, then to 1. Physically remove yourself toward the task. It's simple but effective, but it interrupts the overthinking pattern that can lead to procrastination. And we'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Polished Custom Builders, where they specialize in building your dream into a reality through custom home building, renovations, and interior design. Check them out at polishedcustombuilders.com, where the most beautiful house in the world is the one that you build yourself. And we're back. Let's talk about leveling up or stepping up your game. That's what you want to call it. Because beating procrastination is just the beginning. Once you start taking consistent action, you'll notice something amazing: momentum. Small wins stack up to create major changes. I remember nearly 2 years ago when I started this podcast. For months, I would tell myself, I needed better equipment, or I need more knowledge. I needed the perfect niche, right? But then I just started. I started with my iPhone, a mini ring light, and some basic editing software. Was it perfect? No. I sounded pretty robotic and I lacked authenticity, but it was a start. And that's what really matters. Over time, I started to purchase better equipment, began digging deeper into the research side of things to gain more knowledge. And I just kept pushing. Were there days when I wanted to just throw in the towel? For sure. There were even some days when I began to ask myself, what in the hell am I doing? But, here's the suggestion. Here's the suggestion. This is what we're going to call this the 30-day action plan. This is going to be your plan for the next 30 days. Number 1, morning power hour. Wake up 1 hour earlier than usual. Use this time. Use it for your most important project. No phones, no distractions. Number 2, the 2-minute rule. If something takes you less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. No exceptions. Number 3, weekly planning sessions. Every Sunday, spend about 30 minutes planning your week. Break down those big projects into daily tasks. Number 4, daily accountability. Share your daily goals with someone, maybe a friend, a mentor, or even on social media. Now, I'll warn you, public commitment can be a powerful thing, so be careful with that one. Remember, leveling up isn't just about massive changes. It's more about the small ones. Consistent actions that compound over time. Every time you choose action over procrastination, you're not just completing a task, you're building a stronger version of yourself. So, the next time you feel the urge to procrastinate, remind yourself that the time will pass anyway. And in 3 months, you can either be exactly where you are now, or you could be 3 months closer to your goals. The choice is yours. This is your wake up call. So, no more waiting for the perfect moment. No more, I'll do it tomorrow. The perfect moment is now. The perfect version of you starts with the next decision that you make. So, take action today. Start small, but start now. Your future self will thank you. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep taking action. This is Rob Manuel with the Double Edge Factor. It would mean the world to me if you would just share this episode with one person, just one person. Hey, and then let's be more than podcast friends. Hit that subscribe button to never miss another episode. Or find the Double Edge Factor on linktree.com, where you can join the email list and have access to all of our social media outlets. I'll leave you with this, guys. Be intentional with your words, be intentional with your thoughts, and be intentional with your actions. And always find a way to be a blessing to someone else today.